Okay, I'm Senator Malcolm Roberts from Queensland, and we're in the territory with Grahame Webb, who owns the Crocodylus Park. And he'll tell you about that in a minute, but you came here 46 years ago, 1973.
1973, I came up here as a new PhD graduate zoologist to work on crocodiles.
And there weren't many scientists around then, not much funding for scientists, right?
There wasn't, and through the hunting period with crocodiles, there hadn't been much research done at all. So they were still a wide open animal to research. There weren't many of them left, but that was exciting to me.
He's managed to combine crocodile production, because you sell hide to an exclusive French firm, Hermès.
Yeah,
Did I get it right?
Hermès and Louis Vuitton and Kering, the high-end companies in fashion leather tend to buy the crocodiles from the Northern Territory and Northern Australia generally.
And you had to do a lot of research, because you just told me crocodiles don't have facial expression, so you had to do the research to understand whether they're stressed or not.
Well, you know, most domestic animals are 10,000-year history. Yeah. When you start something like crocodile farming, it's really in the 60s and 70s it started. There's a huge amount to learn very quickly to try to make it economically viable, and to work out how to do it, and to work out the conditions that crocodiles need, so they're happy little sausages, so to speak. You know, so
little sausages.
You know, research of that type's expensive, and our whole concept here was doing research in the field on wild crocodiles, doing research on crocodiles in captive situations, learning all the incubation techniques and the embryology and all the basic things that hadn't been done. So I guess we're more researchers than production people, but the only way you could do that production research is to be in the middle of it. So we've only ever been really small players in production, but it's been a means to an end for us.
You're also in tourism. Can you explain what the park does?
In tourism, you know, the park is a tourist attraction in Darwin. It's gives people a zoo experience, a chance to see some of the exotic animals, because remember, in the north there were never any lions or tigers or anything like that, and so we have that with the crocodiles. And so for the people of Darwin, it gives them something new. You know, we're a pretty remote area up here. Well, we're a long distance from everywhere, and being a bit innovative is the way to go.
And we've just had a fascinating few hours here with Grahame. He's been talking stories all the way along. But I want you to talk about this, if you don't mind, please. You mentioned science is a way of thinking, and I couldn't agree more with you. And also, you said science is the most powerful problem-solving tool we have. Can you talk about that?
I think absolutely. Like, people tend to think of science as, you know, a guy in a white lab coat looking down a microscope, but it's not really. Science is the most powerful problem-solving mechanism humanity has. It's a way of, when you think something is the truth, you try to disprove it. You don't just jump to the conclusion that you're right. You're forever doubting, you're forever critical, you're forever trying to disprove, and that drives a lot of people, you know, up the wall. But
I've watched them.
in reality, it's a powerful tool. Like, politically, it's what you should be doing too. But of course, you know, you criticise people in politics, and they think you're personally attacking them or something. But
the beauty of science is that it's objective.
It can and should be objective. It can and should lead to, you know, if you think about a problem enough and you work hard enough at it, you'll work out how to define the problem more clearly, you'll work out a better solution, and you'll work out a mechanism of monitoring the solution to see that it's actually working. And of course, as you know, in politics, once you implement a solution, you spend all your time trying to make out it was working, even if it's not working.
Well, we don't do that. We like the data.
Yeah, and that's what it's about. It's what the data says when it's analysed is where you need to go, and we need that. That's science. Doesn't matter if it's applied to arts or applied to social problems or what it's, you know, science lies at the root of good decision making.
And that is where we're going to end, because Grahame has actually revolutionized the way crocodiles are treated and imported and exported around the world, and that is all because he's based decisions on science. Well done, mate.
Thank you.